Our closing session, our pièce de résistance, I guess in some sense, voices, where we'll get to hear from everyone who's trying to do their part to combat plastic pollution and hopefully inspire us as we move into 2020 with Sea of Solutions. Before we begin, just a couple of housekeeping notes. I can see that many of you have your participant badges for this event. As I mentioned earlier, we're trying to make this a sustainable event. So as you depart this evening, please do drop your badges off at the box on the ground floor of the UNCC so we can reuse and recycle them for all the many meetings that will take place in these halls for the rest of the year. So I guess without further ado, I will hand the floor to Veronica Pedrosa one last time this evening to maybe take us through this final session.
Thank you very much, everyone. Voices for Solutions to the Plastic Pollution Conundrum. It's a real pleasure to be able to introduce a diverse range of people involved in this enormous task ahead of us to combat plastic pollution. If I may invite everybody who's participating in the voices to take a seat on the stage. They are Samantha Jayasuriya, Ambassador of Sri Lanka to Thailand. Tokuaki Shobayashi, Deputy Director General of the Global Environment Bureau for the Ministry of Environment of the Government of Japan. Makarim Wibisono, Senior Advisor to the Ministry of Environment and Forestry of the Republic of Indonesia. Vong Sok is head of the Environment Division, Sustainable Development Directorate, ASEAN Socio-Cultural Community Department, ASEAN Secretariat. Chayaporn Watanasiri, President of Mae Fah Luang University, Thailand. Masahito Yano of Mitsui Chemicals Research and Development, Singapore. Oh, excuse me, Yoshikazu-san Uehara, we just met, in fact. Thank you very much, of Mitsui Chemicals Singapore Research and Development Center. Nalini Shekhar, co-founder of the Hasiru Dala Innovations in Bangalore. Alok Lohia, founder, CEO, and executive director of Indorama Ventures PCL, Thailand. Belinda Ford, ASEAN Director of Public Affairs, Communications and Sustainability, Coca-Cola ASEAN. Antoinette Taos, UNEP National Goodwill Ambassador and founder of Communities Organized for Resource Allocation, or CORA. And Louise Mabulo, UN Young Champion of the Earth 2019. And Enyo Lamari of Green International. Every one of our people sitting on the stage today from all different sectors of society, you can see a really great range, is invited to present their voice for a solution to a less plastic-wasted future in the following pledge statements. May I ask, shall we begin with Excellency here, and we'll work our way around, if that's possible.
Thank you very much and good evening. Ayubowan, the traditional greetings from Sri Lanka. With all the boundless serendipity Sri Lanka is blessed with, we are acutely aware of the impacts of marine plastic pollution and therefore pledge full implementation of the 2017 policy initiative of the government of banning selected polythene and polythene products. Expanding the beach park program, currently covering 90 kilometers long stretches of beaches that are being assigned to families living around to clean and hand over the plastic wastes to recyclers. Encouraging more public-private partnership and multi-stakeholder engagements in innovative solutions, including producing microfilaments for cleaning tools, yarns for apparel. For example, the t-shirts for Sri Lanka Cricket T20 team, the Goal Dialogue 2019, from plastic waste, promoting circular economy. Thank you.
Well, we are requested to finalize it within 90 seconds, so very quickly. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shobayashi. I'm a counselor of the Minister's Secretariat of the Ministry of Environment of the Japanese government. It is well known that when taking action, it is important to have goals. Can racers run on courses without goal tapes? I'm sure they would become frustrated along the way if they tried. Therefore, the Japanese government has proposed a goal for countermeasures to marine plastic litter. Osaka Blue Ocean Vision aims to reduce additional pollution from marine plastic litter to zero by 2050. In June this year, at the G20 meeting, the leaders of G20 countries around the world come to a consensus on this vision. It is a significant step forward for 20 countries to share this one goal. At the same time, we also agreed on the G20 implementation framework, which promotes measures through mutual learning toward realizing this vision. We would like to increase the number of countries with which it is on friendly terms. In particular, Southeast Asian countries are important partners to Japan. Furthermore, Japan intends to provide concrete solutions to this problem and cooperate with Southeast Asian countries. For example, AREA, Economic Research Institute for ASEAN and East Asia, established the Regional Knowledge Center on the marine plastic debris. Using this center as a hub or base, we will provide support based on Japan's outstanding technology and know-how. JIFE, the Japan-ASEAN Integration Fund, is a source of financial support for maritime cooperation. We will use this to support the formulation of individual national action plans and the development of monitoring methods. Japan is committed to this issue with all its might. To everyone who has kindly gathered today, let's do our best together. Thank you very much.
My name is Makarimi Bisono, the Senior Advisor of the Indonesian Minister of Environment and Forestry. People of the world are faced with challenges in marine environmental issues, such as plastic and microplastic pollution and emerging pollutants. Indonesia attaches great importance to how to solve the problem of marine pollution from land-based activities. It is in line with the objective of GPA. Indonesia has implemented the Presidential Decree number 83/2018 and the National Action Plan to reduce plastic waste through various activities. Indonesia has developed a Regional Capacity Center for Clean Seas, or RC3S, in Bali, Indonesia. The center would function as a hub for capacity building, knowledge management, and awareness, raising supporting decision makers, as well as other stakeholders at regional, national, and subnational level. I thank you so much.
My name is Chayapon Watanasiri. I'm the president of Mae Fan Luang University, situated in Chiang Rai, the northmost part of Thailand. Mae Fan Luang University will be a driving force for the greater Mekong River sub-region and setting an example in Chiang Rai and transforming our campus into a living lab of circular economy to reduce plastics within our economy and Mekong River. We need a tangible goals towards zero waste. Mae Fan Luang University also set our milestone of 80% landfill diversion within 3 years, using research and innovations in reduction, reuse, and recycling. Through collaboration with public and private partners, we will co-create new, different, and better solutions to limit plastic pollution for the greatest benefit of mankind together. Thank you very much.
I'm Yoshikazu Uehara from Mitsui Chemicals. So in our 2025 long-term business plan, we aim to, Mitsui Chemicals Group aim to maximize products and services to achieve low carbon, oriented and cohesive society in harmony with environment. We keenly recognize that climate change and plastic waste are serious issue. Thus, integrated approach will be taken to solve these together in total value chain. Currently, we are adopting multiple approaches like chemical recycle and material recycle and monomaterial packaging and bioplastics and so on, along with scouting startups which deeply acknowledge and understand the issues. We will launch some projects to reduce plastic waste through close relationship with international organizations, including Alliance to End Plastic Waste and United Nations, UNEP, and so on. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm Nalini Shekhar. I represent 12,000 waste pickers from Karnataka state of India. We are mostly women, and we are the first defense to avoid plastic getting into water. We save money with our contribution. We are all entrepreneurs, each one of us, and we reduce the cost of collection for the local body. What we ask is, today, economy is not good. Recycle economy is absolutely not good because virgin plastic have become cheaper than the recycled plastic. We know there is answer for PET. Everybody talked about PET. We want to know whether you can look at different plastic and what recycling can be done. We can collect. Can you process?
Thank you, Nalini. I'm Alok Lohia. I'm the founder and CEO of Indorama Ventures, the world's largest producer of PET. I'm very proud to have that designation because, as Nalini said, there's a lot of talk around plastics, and there's also a lot of talk around PET. Is the voice coming through? Yeah. So the advantage of PET, as everybody probably knows by now, is that it's totally recyclable, and it's totally recyclable umpteen times. So that's one. Number two, PET gets recycled back not only into bottles, but it could go into fabrics. Number three, PET can be recycled mechanically, and it can also get recycled chemically. So some of my previous guests over here mentioned about chemical recycling. Indorama Ventures is a proponent in both mechanical and chemical recycling. The next guest from Coke, we have worked with Coke. They've made a sample bottle of 300 bottles from marine litter, from marine plastic, collected from the med, processed in our chemical recycling plant, and then made into PET in an Indorama polymer plant, where finally it ended up as a bottle promoted by Coke. This is still a sample project. It has 25% recycled content in it of marine litter. So, to Nalini's point, as the association or the organization that she is part of, as rag pickers, there is immense value in plastics. This plastic, Nalini, if you collect the plastic, we'll find a home for it. So PET, we will recycle it back in our facilities. And the rest of the plastics, we have our friends who have the need. So we'll responsibly make use of it. So not to worry on that. The issue is collection of the plastic. So the problem of plastic is not plastic itself being the problem, because plastic itself is not landing up anywhere. It's us as the consumers who are not disposing it off responsibly. So with better education, with better infrastructure, with better understanding, I'm sure that thing will improve, and over time, we will have a complete circular economy globally. We are a global company. We have committed to invest $1.5 billion US over the next 5 years into recycling, into the circular economy. We hope and we believe we would be, as we are leaders in PET, we'll also be the leader in recycling. So we'll maintain our leadership both in PET and in recycling. And hopefully we'll be the torch bearers for anyone who wants to understand more about this recycling, understand how it can be done. We would be there to support this. So with that, I thank you very much for having me over here. I would also like to thank UN for having this conference. Please continue to do this. It's very important for people to understand the importance. We feel very much about the ocean litter. While a solution is found how to clean up that ocean litter, meanwhile, let us not add to that. So let us dispose this off responsibly. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Belinda Ford. I'm from Coca-Cola ASEAN. Clearly, packaging waste is a major problem globally, and especially and acutely in Southeast Asia. Today, as this conference focuses on solutions, we would like to pledge an immediate partial solution to this issue with the announcement that we will switch from green to clear plastic PET for our Sprite bottles across Southeast Asia, effective immediately in the Philippines and then rolling out across Southeast Asia through 2020. I have an example here directly from the Philippines. You can see the bottle is now clear, and this bottle is also made from 100% recycled PET. So moving to transparent PET makes bottles easier to recycle, increases their value, and helps accelerate collection for recycling in Southeast Asia. We're pleased to share the example from the Philippines. It's part of one of many, many solutions that we are implementing towards our World Without Waste goals. And our intention is to recycle a bottle or can for every one we produce by 2030. Equally, we're committed to 50% recycled content across all of our portfolio by 2030, and this is just one of many actions towards achieving that goal. To end that, I would like to say thank you to the United Nations Environment Programme for hosting this conference, and we're excited to continue partnering with many members in this room towards making the circular economy a reality in this region. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. I am Antoinette, founder of Cora, and in the Philippines, together with UNEP and the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, we also established Clean Seas Pilipinas. We at Cora, a nonprofit organization from the Philippines, believe in the power of education, inspiration, and collaboration. With our team of dedicated volunteers, we pledge to work hand in hand with the Department of Education and the youth of the Philippines to create key partnerships and to bring climate action to schools across the nation, scaling up our impact from local and regional areas to a national level. We pledge to help educate and empower the youth of our country with the necessary knowledge, skills, and resources to help achieve our goals for a Clean Seas Pilipinas, focusing on proper waste management, recovery and recycling, while building a meaningful circular economy and using the resources from these programs to help provide scholarships, rebuild schools, and empower local communities. We at Cora believe that sustainable schools translate to sustainable families, and collectively sustainable families build sustainable cities and communities. This we pledge in honor of the children of the earth and the generations to come. Thank you.
I will stand up. So, good afternoon, and thank you for having me here. My name is Inona Mari. I'm a student at Berkeley International School and Chief Executive Officer at Green International. So, Green International is an innovative student-led enterprise that strives for the eradication of single-use plastic in Asia, as well as the restoration of the world's natural beauty. What we mean by student-led is that every cause we advocate for, every eco-merchandise we create, every event we organize is and will always be carried out by students. We believe kids have the power to change the world, and it is clearly our responsibility to do so, seeing as how the people with the power to act are not treating the issue with the resolve and urgency it deserves. It is nonetheless important to mention that we, as teenagers, are fully committed to bringing awareness to this issue and to act as a voice for a better future. But we need the support of every adult and person of power who can help amplify this voice. Sorry. I would assume that everyone in this room understands the gravity of the situation. And I demand everyone to get together and demand real solutions from the corrupt or inept that run this planet. It will take much more than another preaching to the converted conference with scripted speeches, group pictures, and inflated egos. It will take real solutions, bold actions. The best experts believe that it will take 11 years for changes, irreversible change to happen to our planet. So we must reform our destructive consumer society before it is too late. What we have done at Green for the past 2 years has always required commitment, a passion for the environment, and a willingness to take risk. And so I invite anyone interested to learn more about us, anyone who wants to collaborate, who wants to help us amplify the scope that we have at Green to come see me after. Because we believe kids can do something, but we can do more if you, everyone in this room, actually help us. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm Louise Mabulo. I'm the founder of the Cacao Project, and I'm also a young champion of the earth under United Nations Environment Program for 2019. It is a massive responsibility to be youth representatives here today. Do you think so? Yeah. It is. And as a young champion of the earth too, I'm here standing in the place of millions of youth worldwide who will inherit this earth that you leave behind for us. I take it upon myself to ensure that you, all of you around here right now, live up to They're pledges. I take it upon myself to ensure that you live up to these decisions and these promises, and to work toward an advocate for a world that expects nothing less than a circular economy and full sustainability by 2030. At the onset of the decade of restoration, I pledge to execute my role in rethinking the way that we consume and produce our food, and in spreading the word so that we can replenish our earth and act as stewards of creation. We are the custodians of the future, and the decisions that have been made this whole week will directly impact my future, and yours future, and all the futures of the generations of people that we represent. And it's no easy task, all the things that we've done this whole week. I know it's been exhausting, it's been exhilarating, it's been exciting, and it's been quite a whirlwind to realize all of these discussions are not easy, and there's no easy solution to end this plastic conundrum that we have. But I will not rest until we can ensure that the future that we deserve has been restored to us. I pledge that this unprecedented platform that I've been given will not go to waste, but will hold you, me, everyone, my generation as well, accountable for all our actions. That we understand the impact of our consumption and production habits, because collectively, our resolutions will decide our tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for all of those pledges. It's really encouraging to see how the voices across the region have had a platform here at the Sea of Solutions, and how they've been kind of raised up and amplified. I believe we have more pledges in the form of a video that we can share with you now. Thank you very much indeed, everyone. I think we can now move on to the closing summary part of our forum, and then we can draw this to a close, the event, draw the day to a close. I'm not sure if our pledges are to stay on the stage. Yes, if you're happy to do so, I would appreciate it. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. So it's a real pleasure for me to be here, and it's a privilege to have been a witness to this tremendous work put into the Sea of Solutions 2019, the first ever. It's the multi-stakeholder partnership week that was convened by Sea Circular, an initiative of the United Nations Environment Programme and the coordinating body on the seas of East Asia, COBSEA, with support from the Swedish government, was able to bring over 600 registered participants from 45 countries, representing governments, businesses, regional and international experts, scientists, UN agencies and community groups in one platform to dialogue on solutions to marine plastic pollution in 25 plenary sessions with 115 distinguished speakers and 25 exhibitors over 4 days. As you all saw, the event was able to express concern that most of the Southeast Asian countries are the hotspots of marine plastic pollution. It stressed the urgency, which was reflected in some of the messages we just heard, to address underlying causes of plastic waste mismanagement in the region. The event was able to seek, activate, and accelerate solutions, aiming to graduate from incremental actions to transformational change of a scale through partnerships. There was a repeated emphasis on solution landscapes that lead to together less plastic wasted through shared value chain responsibilities, using better science, local actions from the community, youth and governments, transformative market interventions, inclusive, coordinated and collaborative partnerships, and regional cooperation. And we leveraged this region's unique position to turn the tide against marine plastic pollution. So some of the key solutions were solutions with science as the foundation for better decision-making, combating marine plastic pollution through business solutions by embedding circularity, policy and governance solutions, and community solutions. Indeed, what we saw were a much better idea of what Sea Circular, together with all of you, will focus on in the next year before we meet again in Vietnam. Importantly, that is not to say any of us can wait until next year. We have the solutions already, and we must continue scaling them up. And we can show some potential partnerships with the thought exercise in which you participated, visualizing what we have and what we don't have. The solutions, as I say, are on the table, and knowing who to go to is what we've been able to bridge somewhat in the last 4 days. I wonder if we can show that. As you can see, what was blank at the beginning of the exercise is now peopled, and you can see that each participant has something to offer. And at the same time, their needs can be met by another partner. Some of the challenges described in the conference have spoken to a kind of inertia in the systems, perhaps due to the fear of taking risks. And while we, of course, understand this challenge, perhaps the way to mitigate it is with partnerships, the kind of partnerships that we can see on this sheet. We cannot move forward without each other. And there is an urgency. By next year, we should be seeing some transformation If there hasn't, we haven't lived up to our pledges. I've witnessed here at the Sea of Solutions that we have indeed, as set out at the outset, that we have been informed by showcasing dynamic dialogue on topical issues. We've been inspired. We've provided a platform for the private sector, academia, governments, and communities to connect and effect change. And now, this is the activation. Partnerships initiated regional coordination efforts to find tangible solutions to marine plastic pollution in Southeast Asia. Thank you very much indeed to all who have participated. Thank you very much indeed to the pledges to everyone who's made pledges here on the stage. I think we can all give each other a round of applause. May I now hand over to Denchen Seri.
Dear friends, excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the closing of this very exciting event, I want to thank all of you for your participation and the enthusiasm during the Sea of Solutions Partnership Week for Marine Plastic Pollution Prevention. I really have been thrilled to see so many genuinely passionate people from various sectors come together to discuss issues related to marine plastic pollution, marine litter, to share experiences, solutions, and also to raise very critical issues in terms of challenges, obstacles, and to create new partnerships. This platform has been enriched with participants with new information, knowledge, and partners in a cross-sectoral way. The very clear commitments that came out during the Voices of Solution session and the important conclusions that were provided in the summary of the main outcomes of the week would not have been possible without all your active contribution, dialoguing, and networking. I'm also very happy to thank Mr. Lam, who has left for the airport from the Vietnam Administration of Sea and Island of the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment of the Government of Vietnam, for their kind offer to host the next edition of Seas of Solution in 2020. We are privileged to receive such enthusiasm and commitment from an important partner, and we see this as a key step for Sea of Solutions to become an annual event that will support UNEP and coordinating body on seas of East Asia continue to develop this as a key platform for multi-stakeholder engagement and for partnership building. I want to thank all the many partners who inspired all of us during the planning, designing, and orchestrating the very important discussions this week. I've been told that we have nearly 600 participants involved, and we've had 115 speakers. And in particular, I want to thank Ocean Recovery Alliance for teaming up with us and organizing their 13 Plasticity event as part of Sea of Solutions, as well as the UN Economic Social Commission for Asia Pacific for collaborating with us and bringing in the experiences of local governments. Altogether, you have all provided a great value. You've provided perspectives, solutions from private sector, youth, governments, civil society, individuals, researchers, amongst us to the table. I want to thank the government of Sweden for your support through this event, the Sea Circular, and also for the collaborative project of UNEP and COP-C for marine plastic pollution reduction. And a big thank you to our moderator, Veronica Pedrosa, who so effortlessly guided an inspirational forum with so much passion for this issue. And then I want to thank the event coordinating team, my colleagues at UNEP and COP-C, who've been working very hard over the last few months. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you will agree with me that you're inspired by commitments made at this event to reduce plastic pollution. Through this event, we will accelerate our efforts to ensure less plastic is wasted. UNEP and COP-C commit to ensure the pathway you have set for this transformation journey will be visible, engaging, and inclusive. Be sure you will be hearing from all of us. I wish you very safe travels back home. Please keep sharing your solutions, your stories, And we're looking forward to seeing you all again at Sea of Solutions 2020. And I hope we can share some of the impact that we have made in this 1 year. Together we are much stronger. Thank you.
Last but not least, another surprise, a surprise performance, I believe. Antoinette Taos.
Thank you so much. I'm just gonna set up really quick over here. Interestingly enough, I think anything in life truly has to come from the heart if it's really gonna make a difference. I always tell people that my journey and the work that we do is actually really brand new, but then I always say it's never too late to start, and we should always believe that there's always a way that we can all make a difference. Actually, it's funny enough, I'm a singer, but for some reason, I've always enjoyed creating raps. I don't know why, even though by profession I'm actually a singer. And I actually reworked a song for you guys today. And by request, it's about plastic pollution. And this especially goes out to Isabel. I just finished the song this morning, so it's a familiar song actually, but the lyrics I finished this morning. Hope you guys enjoy this. I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember. It's changing and I think I know why. I wish I could pick up all the litter, but it comes back to the water, no matter how hard I try. Every turn I take, all I see is trash. Plastic everywhere, forever it will last. Used just once, then thrown away. What is wrong with us? See the line where the sky meets the sea? It's plastic, and no one knows how far it goes. It's time to reduce and refuse and recycle, or all there'll be is a plastic sea. Plastic, when brought to an island, stays on the island. There's nowhere else for it to go. So when you travel to an island, don't bring any single-use items, now that we've told you so. We can lead with pride, together we are strong. Collectively we can have clean seas, but before we do, we need all of you. There's so much we can do. See the light as it shines on the sea. It's plastic, doesn't decompose, stuck up a turtle's nose. In the sea of solutions to pollution, there must be a way to save our seas. Oh, help us please. It's time to act now. 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 Together. Thank you. If you'll allow me. So this was the song that essentially gave me my debut in rapping. It is one of my favorite songs, originally written by Matis Yahu. And it's just a song that's always touched my heart. And within it, because I'm completely obsessed with the SDGs, I ended up making a rap because I was so desperate to memorize all 17. And with that, the final message I would like to leave is that I feel there is one thing that can solve every single problem in the world, and that is love. Love for people, love for the planet, love for all life on Earth, and love for all of creation. Sometimes I lay under the
your turn. Here's the SDGs. Eradicate poverty across the world. Zero hunger for every boy and girl. Good health, well-being, coast to coast. Quality education we need the most. Gender equality for all to see. Clean water, sanitation, clean energy. Decent work, economic growth. Industry, infrastructure, innovation. Reduced inequalities for every nation. Sustainable cities and communities. Responsible production and consumption, please. Climate action, that's the plan. Protect life below water and life on land. Peace, justice, strong institutions. Partners for the goal are the solution. Spread the good word across the land. Tell the whole world about the plan. Get ready 2030, that's the year human beings won't live in fear. Calling all earthlings everywhere, it's time to take action if you care. Hand in hand, together we can. 17 goals, one master plan. One day this all will change. Treat people the same. Stop with the violence, down with the hate. One day we'll all be free and proud to be under the same sun, singing songs of freedom like Why-oh, Abby-oh, Abby-oh, oh, yeah, yeah. All my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more war, and our children will play one day together. One day, thank you. One more time together. One day, one day, one day. Someday, someday, maybe someday, someday. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And on that note, we invite you to join us for partnership cocktails out by the exhibitors. Thank you very much indeed, Antoinette, and thank you very much indeed, everyone.
Colleagues, before we leave, I'm about to wrap some housekeeping notes for you. Jokes aside, Miss Birgit Hansel from the IBRD, is she here? Is Birgit here? I believe she's lost her ID card, and we found it at the registration. Okay, so sorry, Birgit. Colleagues, the reception is downstairs on the ground floor. See you there.